hammered Toronto 4-1. Sportsnet's Elliot Friedman unloaded on Dean Blundell and company.
Bernie was saying it was like a junior team against an NHL team, and these quotes, they're becoming so commonplace right now that you don't even think twice about them.
The Leafs in Ottawa tomorrow. The Senators are red hot. They beat the Bruins 6-4. Ottawa now 2 points back of Boston for the last wildcard spot in the East with the game in hand. The Flames skated by the Flyers 4-1. Calgary moving 1 point ahead of the Kings to take over third in the Pacific. The Raptors sit third in the East, just a half game up on Chicago. They meet up with the Bulls in the Windy City. Kyle Lowry did make the trip, but it's 50-50 if he will play with a back injury. Sportsnet's Alvin Williams chimes in.
This is the time of the year you want to be careful. You want to be careful with injuries. You want to be careful with little knick-knack injuries because the bigger picture is the playoffs. But you want to get the team back on track. It's not a time where you can relax now.
He was a guest on Dean Blundell and company. Watch the game on Sportsnet Ontario starting at 8. The Blue Jays are about 500 ball this spring. They battle Tampa Bay on Sportsnet 590. The Fan, Daniel Norris, set to get the start at 1 o'clock. Opening day of March Madness was wild. Top seeds Kentucky and Villanova picking up W's. UAB and Georgia State pulling off huge upsets. We got 16 games on tap today. Number 2 Kansas and New Mexico State will fire up the day just after noon. Canada's Milos Raonic faces Rafael Nadal in the quarterfinals at Indian Wells. You can catch it live on Sportsnet 360 at 5 o'clock. Now time for the Jeff Blair Show on the home of the Blue Jays, Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
The Jeff Blair Show is brought to you by Scott's Turf Builder. Someone's been sitting in Papa Blair's chair. And look, he's still there. This is the Jeff Blair Show with guest host Jeff Samet on Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
I actually think the background music that transparency on the Jeff Blair Show right now is best better.
9:03 on the Jeff Blair Show. I'm
Great.
Jeff Samet, Sportsnet 590 The Fan in this morning for Mr. Blair. Check him out Monday morning at 9. He'll return then to Florida all week long. He continues to be so. Later on in the hour, Renaud Lavoie, TVA Sports NHL Insider, is going to join us. We'll talk about the playoff races in the National Hockey League, both the East and the West, and a ton of teams to talk about. There's some hot, some cold, like my New York Islanders are cold, and I'm not liking that right now. Talk to Renaud Lavoie about that. Lots of baseball on the show. John Morosi's going to join us at 10 o'clock of Fox Sports. He's one of my faves, and I'm going to ask him about the Blue Jays' first base position, because something that was talked about yesterday with Alex Anthopoulos on this very show, on the Jeff Blair Show. Yesterday, as Alex joined Jeff in studio, in booth, whatever, but live on a microphone yesterday, as opposed to by home. And they were talking, and he said, look outside the organization for first base help. So, kind of first base help is out there around Major League Baseball. We'll talk to John about that. Speaking of Dunedin, Florida, Mike Wilner's going to join us actually from Port Charlotte as the Blue Jays are taking on the Rays today. The game we'll have for you on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. So we'll talk to Mike towards the end of the show, and obviously we'll mix in some basketball. Paul Jones, Raptors radio analyst for Sportsnet 590 The Fan, will join us as they get set for a big game in Chicago. And speaking of the Bulls, their radio voice is our good friend Chuck Swirsky. We'll talk to Chuck about the battered and bruised and somewhat cold Chicago Bulls a little later on in the show.
I think Chicago's the city they've been struggling because of Derrick Rose.
Toronto Maple Leafs. Gord Stellick, Leafs Nation, pre- and post-game codes, Hockey Nation as well. You can hear that tomorrow at 5 o'clock on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Gordo joining us on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. And Gordo, as Kayla mentioned on the update, it was really the goaltender that would have to show up, or that did show up last night against the San Jose Sharks. That was pretty much it.
Well, and it was a little bit, and I like it, uncharacteristic, Jonathan Bernier's comments after the game. He said it's like a junior team playing a pro team, and I can see why he felt that way. And you think, Jeff, you go back to, God bless him, Peter Horachek's first game, and fans really, bought into it. And it was going to be a system. You explained the 5-5-5. You said that shots on goal had to get under 30 a game, and they did that. It was a difficult road trip.
I think Trump used this year since when I called that debate.
There's elements of it I understand about the
And they put Pierre Horacek. I think he has like years of hockey experience.
even though this one was just a 4-1 loss compared to the weekend game.
That'd be good in the whole season if they do get like Babcock coach.
Leave your goalie like that. And as you mentioned, the only really
Coach Sean Mills next year.
It is, and it would start to wear on you as a player if you're one of those that is actually showing up. You look at the Leafs having not held the lead in 288 minutes and 58 seconds. I mean, that's incredible.
Well, and the only thing is, I chatted with you about this last night. Okay, I'm going to do a little reverse here, put a bit of a spin to put perspective, because it all that truly makes sense, and the perceived lack of pride, professionalism, effort, you name it. But I was trying to draw a comparable in a personal sense, and I did it so years ago, long time ago. So it's like I was going out with somebody, like relationships go, and it's going great, and then bam, you hit a wall, like happens, right? And so it's basically over, except we booked a vacation together. So we went on vacation together, and it was a bad idea. And playing these games early, the Leafs are saying, this is a bad idea. And so I can think of just, them getting up in the morning back then and going, oh my God, we got to look at each other for another 24 hours, and how many days till the flight coming back. And, and that's where, on the human side or whatever, for a lot of Leafs, it's as much as we say, it's, you got to do this, you got to do that, we expect certain minimums, and there's nothing wrong with that, but